Please say the backlog in immigration cases in Britain is unacceptable and will take nearly 4 decades to clear. Immigration barrister Guy Davison joins us in the studio. Guy, good morning to you. We're looking at what? A backlog of 500,000. The Home Affairs Select Committee say that's going to take about 37 years to clear. Part of the problem here is that you've got about 190,000 cases which were hidden before and are now being included in the figures. Am I reading that correctly?
That's my understanding of it, yes. I mean, I don't work for the Home Office. You say I'm an immigration barrister, so... but that's right. I think there's slightly fuller disclosure now of what the situation is, and as the organisation finding the files that they probably didn't know about, it's all coming to light.
Breaking this down, I mean, that total includes 4,000 criminals the Home Office are trying to deport, 4,000 criminals, 35,000 asylum cases, 61,000 cases where the file's there, but nobody's actually been able to actually input the thing into the computer yet. I mean, there's just an awful lot of man and woman hours required to be put in yet.
Absolutely, yes. And of course, with finances being tough for the government at the moment, it's one of those things. If they spend all the money dealing with the immigration problem that they've got, then I'm sure they'd be criticised for not spending it elsewhere. But yes, financially, they do need to probably spend some money to process the claims, to get them in front of judges, to get them decided, and sort out the backlog.
We do seem to have this great sort of national downer on the Home Office, and we think back to John Reid saying it was not fit for purpose and all that stuff. Just before we come on air, you were telling me about the number of courts that are sitting, every week. That there actually is frenetic activity, we just don't see it.
Yes, and also part of this backlog is probably down to the changes in the laws and the regulations that have come out. The Home Office recently brought out the points-based system in relation to this, and that's generated a lot of appeals. It's cut down certain avenues for people, so people who are here have had to judge appeals, lodge appeals, where previously their visas may well have been extended. So there has been a natural spike in the number of cases that they have to address with anyway as part of trying to put forward a better process.
Yeah. I mean, as you've already said, you can't speak for the Home Office, but because you're an immigration barrister who deals with specific cases, how do you think that this new arrangement will work? The UK Border Agency has been scrapped after a couple of years. You've now got two separate Home Office departments, bits of the Home Office.
Yes.
One doing visas, the other doing border enforcement. Does that seem a sensible division of labour to you?
Yes, there are lots of bits to it, that they need to process the appeals, they need to deal with enforcement. It has been described as a rebadging exercise and not much has changed. And of course that is a risk. If they don't provide the funds and actually do something with the enforcement, as you say, 4,000 people currently waiting to be deported, they do need to do something with it. If they can do that, then the agency will start to work. If they don't do anything, then it will be just accused of just being as it was before and not taking things forward.
Just on a sort of personal note, really, Guy, I mean, in terms of working in this field, immigration, is it one of those soul-destroying or uplifting areas of law to work in? Or as a lawyer, do you just say, the paycheck comes in and that's all?
No, you take each case as it comes. As with a lot of systems in place, it's open to abuse. People try and get into the country who aren't entitled to be here, but equally, there are the ones who have well-founded fears of persecution, who are married to British citizens and want to come in. So they're the ones that you're trying to find and help who've got the legitimate reasons and weed out the ones with possibly less legitimate reasons for trying to be here and or stay here. So it can be quite rewarding, can be quite frustrating, but that's probably the same as a lot of jobs.
Okay. Guy Davison, thanks very much indeed.